first one is the outdoor Pak. That's from a parallel arm position and my hand's on the outside of his. I step in with the punching side and I want to make sure that the angle of my wrist is not like that, because if he pushes on this, just push me backwards like against my arm. That can make me lose balance. Whereas if I'm like that, the structure of it's different. If he pushes on that, I can now kind of use it. So that's how that goes. So inside or indoor Pak-Da is I step and punch with the punching side. The next one is the outdoor Pak-Da. So instead of being parallel arm, now we're cross arm, and I'm on the inside of his hands. I still step with the punching side, but the Pak does this Lat-Sau position. I aim on the center of his forearm, and I Lat-Sau his Wu-Sau hand, control that, and I punch over the top of that, and then I continue to chain punch from there. That's the indoor Pak-Da. The indoor Tan-Da is where I'm parallel arm again, and I'm on the inside of the hands. And I step with a Chun-Kyu step. Actually, let me have you switch hands so I can see it on the camera better. Yeah, so parallel arm. I step and do a Chun-Kyu step, and I Tan-Sau the front hand, and I punch over the back hand. And then from there, you step in and continue to chain punch. So I'll do that again. Parallel arm, positioning on the inside of the arm. Stepping and doing a Chun-Kyu step, just making contact on his arm. Do not push him away with that, but you're there, and then you continue to chain punch from there. And you could then also just step back in with that trailing leg to now face through him to continue to attack. So that's number 3, the indoor Pak-Da, or Tan-Da, indoor Tan-Da. Number 4 is the Pet-Da, the hacking hand. So that's parallel arm again. It's exactly the same position and footwork as the Tan-Da, but I'm going to hack into his backhand and catch his Wu-Sau and control his front hand by pushing that one into that. It's like a Pak-Sau that lops. It's a hacking hand, and I'm simultaneously punching. So parallel arm inside positioning, Pet-Da. That's number 4. Number 5, the Jut-Da. So that is where you are cross-armed. Technically, you can do it from either side. It doesn't matter which hand he has in front or which hand you have in front. But from cross-armed, from diagonal arm, I'm going to snake my hand in, stepping with the jut, and then I punch over the top of it, and then you just chain punch from there. So again, I step with the jut and punch, and then chain punch. And all of these, I want to try to step as deep as I can through them to get that to go through, and I have this kind of distancing. If I step too shallow, I can't reach now. I want to step deep and keep my weight on the back leg as I hit. So I step with the jut on number 5, the Jut-Da. Number 6 is the punch over. So it's the same thing as the Jut-Da, except I'm punching instead of jutting and then punching. So my backhand punches, and I step in with my punch, and it goes through between his hands. And then you can just chain punch from there. That's kind of the easiest one. That one you use as a wedge. You wedge them out. Number 7, the last one of the 7 deadly Lat-Sau attacks, is you are going to do the double Jut-Da. And that is where you are diagonal armed or cross armed, but the hands on the inside. You're going to step with the front hand side where the hands kind of match their arms, and you do a double jut. And there's 2 possibilities for the follow-up attack with this, depending on how they react to your jut. So I jut both down, and if they're kind of level with each other, I do double punches where they are parallel to each other. If I do that jut and one hand goes lower than the other, then I do double punches where they are stacked on top of each other. So you have parallel punches or stacked punches with the double Jut-Da. That's number 7. But again, you step with the front side hand on that one. So that's how you do that. So if it's level, then you do parallel punches. If one's higher than the other, you do stacked punches. And it could be that I jut that down and this one's low, I do the stacked that way. Or if I jut it down, this one's low, I do the stacked this way. It doesn't really matter how that works. So you just step with the front one on that side. So you're diagonal or cross-armed on the inside, stepping in with that front hand and giving those double punches. That's it. That's all 7 of the attacks. Technically, you could also do the number 3, the indoor Tan-Da. You do an outdoor Tonda as well. It ended up like that. But they just have 8 techniques, that's not 7. So that's the end.